Today I had to go digging into the vault to find something a little bit different, something a little bit special for you guys, and I think I found it. It's going to be a little trip back in time. I'm taking you guys back to the OFR, the Ohio Fish Rescue. That kind of sounds like an old Beatles tune. Back to the OFR. Hope you guys enjoy. If you're as fascinated as I am by the incredible diversity of life that surrounds us in this wonderful, sometimes bizarre natural world that we live in, then you, my friends, you belong here with me. I make videos on all sorts of facets of nature, from aquariums, vivariums, all sorts of DIY projects, reptiles, isopods, insects, arachnids, all sorts of bizarre and unique plants, and I try to do something, I try to dig a little bit deeper into the science behind it all. Now, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, as well as ring that little notification bell. You'll always be kept up to date when I upload new content. Where are you at, Big Rich?
Hey, how you doing?
There he is. Hey, buddy.
How you doing, bud?
So, we've seen everything else out there, the craziness that's happening out there, but you got to show us everything. This is all the original stuff, and I know it's changed a lot in 2 years since I was here last. What's the first tank we're seeing as soon as we walk in the door? This is a monster bin.
This is this should be special to you, Chris, because back before I even met you, this here was the tank that me and Josh built by talking to you on the phone and taking directions from you. You're the one that helped us come up with all the info and everything we could, and we got this together, and we built it 2 years ago, and it's not fallen down or broken apart since. It's a 3,000-gallon wood build. It's got an 11-foot by 44-inch window in it, and it's painted inside and sealed.
Some pretty monstrous fish in here, you know.
These are the guys that are either going to the public aquariums or going to end up in the pool outside. Or not outside, but behind you.
Some of them need to get a little bit bigger before they make it to the big leagues, eh?
Right. Like, we could probably put that Adonis Placo in now, but there's really no wood form in there to, chew on.
Look at the size of this Adonis Pleco. Well, that's not him. That's a tiger shovel nose. The plague of most rescues, because it's so plentiful and there's so many available. But if we get out of the way, you'll see probably the largest Adonis Pleco I've ever seen. Now, when you see these Adonis Plecos in the pet store, they're always about 6 inches in size. They got a beautiful lyre tail. They're covered. They're jet black with beautiful bright white spots all over them. But what most people don't know is they grow into these massive behemoth plecos covered in spines, but they lose all those beautiful white spots. Why is the pacu not out there yet?
There's a lot of reasons for the pacu. This tank has hardly no decorations in it, and the pacu are known for eating everything. So they bite your rubber lines. They'll bite your, if you have power heads in there, they'll bite the electrical cords. I have lighting and stuff out there in that pool, and power heads that run, big flow. I can't take having a pacu out there and them chewing it all up.
Cut off the power supply?
Right.
I can't see that being a problem. Is this another alligator gar?
That's an alligator gar, yeah.
Yeah, we met the big one in the pond there.
There's a Wallago Leary right there. And then a big ripsaw cat.
That's a really cool Indian fish. No, these are what, fry? These ripsaw cats compared to that one in the pond? The one in the pond's got to be almost 5 feet. It's huge.
He's big. These guys here are about, 3 foot, you'd say? Now over here, this is our 550. This is our baby stingray.
I don't know, Rick. I'm still over here, Rich.
You can't get away from the little glow tank?
I'm not really certain why this is here.
Someone brought in a beta, and we set up this glow tank for the beta just as it was cute. Josh liked it, so we set it up, and until somebody would take it. Well, Josh ended up, we got this 7-gallon cube, and he took it to work and set it up and took the beta there. So it's on his desk at work now. Now these are the baby black diamonds. There's also an albino pearl ray baby in there. They're about 10 inches. These are our grow outs to go in with the big rays. Now all these are females. All going to be breeders. Yeah,
I learned the hard way, as a lot of people do. You really can't, no matter how big you think your tank is, you really can't keep a sexually mature male with females. They just relentlessly beat on them. They bite their disc all the time to the point that the female can't get away. Because in nature, they can swim away. No matter how big your tank is, they just can't swim away. And they'll just get relentlessly hammered on. These are stunning. I do miss the stingrays. Having the stingrays in the big tank before at my place, my big tank is only 750. Now that's monster size compared to average people, but monster size and big britches terms is an entirely different thing. Okay, I remember this tank last time I was here, Rich. This is 4,400 gallons.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
You just got this at Petco, I'm guessing. You know, yeah, on the buck a gallon sale.
Right.
Yeah.
This is 14 foot long, 7 foot from front to back, and then 6 foot tall. It's a water dog product aquarium, and I think you can get them for 45 to 60,000 brand new.
Now you're showing me these weird barbs that I've never seen before. These really colorful barbs. What are they?
Phoenix barbs.
It must be an Indian species or an Asian species, obviously, but it must be an Indian.
Beautiful. I just fall in love with them. As soon as I got them, they actually were a rescue, and I saw them. I'm like, whoa! I've never seen nothing like that before. And they actually came in from Wes, and he got a hold of us. He's like, no one's ever reported them. They had to come in from mine. Where'd you get them from? We told him the guy, and he's like, oh yeah, I did sell him some.
What is this one that looks like an iridescent shark that I'm looking at right now with all the long extensions?
That is a high fin Peru shark.
That's really cool. Do they get really big?
About 7 foot.
Oh, so just little fish for you.
Yeah. Well, the iridescents only get up to 3 foot. Schwarzenegger is at max size right now. 3.5 foot is the most.
So that is the standard, what everyone sells in the industry as an iridescent shark.
Right.
This giant thing.
See this silver one here? That's a black-eared Peruvian shark. He'll get up to about 5 foot, but he's much more huger in the body. Much bigger body-wise.
This color is sharp.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's another type, the big Mekong cat, which we're not allowed to have here in the United States. So.
Yeah, they stay small, eh? What do they get, like 20 feet?
Foot, oh,
Yeah.
20? No,
Yeah.
11 foot and 12.
What do you feed them, Volkswagens?
Right. This was my first tank that I bought that was big, and I thought, this is the biggest tank I'll ever get in my life. This is an absolute monster. I love it. 1,000 gallons. No one's got one bigger than that. So we ordered it. Tentacor was closing. We bought it brand new, and it was in my garage for probably 6-7 years before we moved here. And you know, now we've got an assortment. This is our community tank.
Yeah, you got scats and ballast sharks, and these will get big eventually. There's a chance they could even go in the big tank.
Yeah, the flagtails.
Yeah.
You've got archer fish over there. Now these all came in already made or acclimated to freshwater. So I'm not going to change them back. I just left them the way they are. There's some big fire eels in here. Now we had a big puffer in here. We just moved him out, and you'll see him in a little bit. Yeah, there's 3 of them big fire eels.
What's the purpose of the slate bottom? So you don't have to bother with a substrate?
Yes, it don't add up. All this stuff don't go down there. I have a bubble wall in the back. It keeps it stirred up. It's less maintenance on me.
Yep. 1,000 gallon tank. This is what, 12 feet?
10 foot long, 4 foot from front to back, and 44 inches tall.
Good starter tank. Inside that tank, now we're into standard aquarium dimensions. This is a standard 180 gallon tank, right?
Yes, 180 gallon. And in it we have Indo tarpon and Pacific tarpon. We have here
Tarpon?
tarpon.
You go down to Robbie's in Florida, it's Esmeralda in the Florida Keys. You can feed tarpon.
Right off the docks,
They're not little. Those,
No.
Are you talking tarpon? These get big?
Yes, yes.
Good, everybody needs those.
And then here we have a Brachyplatystoma filamentosum, which is a true Paraeva. Then we have a false Paraeva. True Paraeva will get much larger. This guy will only get about 3 foot. He'll probably get up to 7 or 8. Then we have a royal clown knife and 3 gold or xanthic clown knives.
I love knife fish. I love the Indian knife fish like the clown knife. This one here is a challenging one. The regular clown knife is challenging to get out of the country now because it's considered a food fish in the country of origin. So they don't want to export it.
I wish we could get this fish out back there. That is a Pseudocanthicus serratus, and
Jet black, gorgeous pleco.
I'd love to show it to you. Now here is the angel tank, and this came from a nice sweet old lady, and she was crying. So I told her I was going to take her tank home, set it up exactly the way she had it, and she can call and get a video of it anytime she likes. So these have been here since. Now down bottom, he's kind of in a little timeout. That is the black devil cat.
Oh yeah, aptly named.
Yes. Now over here, this is our stingray area. But here's another Arapaima growing out.
Oh, he's just a cute little baby. He's not ready for the big leagues.
He's only, what, 2-footer?
Yeah.
And then we have all kinds of different stingrays. There's a Leopolda, there's a P14 over there, there's a black diamond in the far corner. There's all kinds of ones. There's two Tumberti or black pacu.
Yeah.
People don't know the black pacu are actually green. Oh, and then here we have a firewood cat.
Firewood cat.
They actually use them for firewood. They catch them, and they're garbage fish in their country. They sling them up on land, leave them dry out, and they use them to start fire.
Yeah, that's what we do in Canada too. We don't burn wood because, you know, we have such a shortage of wood, especially softwood lumbers in Canada. We have none of that. So we use fish.
Really?
No.
Oh. Over here is the baby pearl ray. This is the male. The big one over there is the female. She's 10 inches. He's only about 6 inches. So, and then this one here is one that we had here. The stingray in there had 2 pups and one was born stillborn. There is a Chinese big-headed carp there, a bunch of little datnoids, a Journese catfish, West Indian lungfish. Oh, look down bottom. There's on the 90 below it. There is high-fin banded sharks.
Oh yeah, the Chinese ones. That's a cold water fish. Gets nice and big.
Love those things. And they get all red and orangish when they get bigger. Over here we have the 265. This is one of my favorite tanks. It has the big armadas in here. The Pyera, however you want to pronounce them.
Saber-tooth Kerrison. This is the one that has those 2 really large canines that actually has sockets in their skull that goes up into their skull.
Their teeth go past their eye, yeah. I'd love to get a picture of them with their mouth open.
What do you feed these ones?
Shrimp and tilapia.
Good.
Yep. And behind you here, you have a GATF, Goliath African Tigerfish.
This is the one that you see with those massive dog-like teeth on it.
Yes, they get 4 foot. You've seen them on river mons.
Now, I don't think you can find a fish that looks more hillbilly than this guy.
That is Pittsburgh. He's our resident mascot here. Now this here is a 1,000-gallon tank, which we haven't set up yet. We have to build stands for it, and we're going to build them up to that tank too, but we have to build stands so that my son still has room to get in and out on the front of this incline. So we need a stand this tall for this one. But it's a different height than that one, and we're going to do the same thing there. So all the tanks will be right along the window here and about this tall.
What are they made of? They're like, you can just see the epoxy on it. It's got this weird lip. It's like it was poured.
Well, actually, it's a wood build covered in fiberglass.
Okay.
Everything is coated in fiberglass, wrapped, everything. So.
And these are old tanks, aren't they?
This one here came out of the Cleveland Aquarium, and this here came out of SeaWorld when they closed down 14 years ago. They've been sitting dry. So, yeah, they're old. It's 8 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot. And this one's 16 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot. And that's going to be the pacu tank. So we'll have some driftwood in there, nothing that they can eat and destroy. It'll be just dedicated to pacu to where I can take a bag of mixed vegetables and pour it in there.
Yeah.
They can eat that. They can eat broccoli, romaine lettuce, whatever,
Walnuts.
all kinds of different nuts. They love nuts.
Yeah.
Olives, strawberries, they love any of that stuff. I can just feed them a lot cheaper if they were in here by themselves.
Yeah.
To feed them in with my fish, to feed the catfish, I got to throw so much tilapia in so that some make it past the pacu. Pacu grows super fast, catfish grows slow.
Yeah.
They're not getting as much food.
And also feeding the pacu a heavy protein-based diet long term is going to have some probably ill effects to them.
They get real
Get a more natural
bulky.
diet of more vegetable-based.
What we have here is more quarantine. This is a 750 that's 5 foot thick, and we had this little 1 foot indent here. So we put up two 65 gallons, and it's supposed to be two 40 gallons. We have a 55 down there now, so we need to find a 40 gallon for there. But these
That makes it a little bit challenging to work on, eh?
Right. I cannot get my arm in there past this point. These are for all the smaller fish that come in and we can give out. So all these fish here are to give out and find homes for, which is very easy to do on smaller fish. But I needed something different than the big tanks with the big fish.
Yeah.
That big clown knife would eat these fish. So.
And that's one thing that people need to know is that at Ohio Fish Rescue, doesn't matter what it is. If you take in a guppy, you take in a pond comet, you take in an Oscar, or you take in an arapaima, it's always going to get a good home. You don't take all those little fish that you might think are lesser and just throw them into a pond with the predators and let them be eaten.
There's no
you
live
give them
fish
all.
here. There's no live feeding.
Everybody gets a fair chance here at Ohio Fish Rescue.
Now over here, we have something that everybody loves, our Avid knife. Now, it's in an 80-gallon tank. He's in there by himself. He's on permanent timeout. He can't go in with no other fish. They do take bites out of other fish. Other fish either die from bacterial problems or he keeps taking bites out of them until they die. So he's a one tank, one fish type pet. This started out as just a Oscar tank. There's some veil-tail Oscars, albino Oscars, reds. We got peacock bass in here now and bowfin, giant gouramis. There's a black-eared broom shark. There's clown knives in here. These are all, people are like, you shouldn't have this fish or that fish with this fish. The problem we have here is we have to sort them by size.
Yes.
So we cannot put these in with the 3,000 with the bigger guys because they'll get eaten. We can't put them in the other tanks because they'll eat the little guys. There's a big lungfish in the back, a short-bodied iridescent. You've got a vulture cat right by you.
Is that the silver one with the smaller spots?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the one to your right is a hybrid between a marble cat or our chara cat and a tiger shovelnose.
Why can't they just leave them alone?
Oh, we got a big lungfish in the back there.
Just to make certain that everybody knows, before anybody comments, this is not a snakehead.
Right.
Snakeheads are Asian. It's an Asian species. This is a bowfin. This is actually a North American species. Albeit they do look a little bit similar, they are not related whatsoever.
Over here we have the 2,200-gallon tank. 16 foot long, 6 foot wide, 36 inches tall.
Now this one I remember seeing the videos about not only getting it, but trying to get it home.
Right.
And this is the one that was the one that caused the whole thing for going and doing the big expansion.
The addition from that pipe on over, yeah. This sat outside under a tarp, covered with styrofoam to keep it from getting cold for a year now while we built this. But now it's set up, it's in place, and we filled it with black tile, and all of our big albino fish are going in here. It's basically our only pretty display tank, you know. So right here we have a platinum red-tailed cat. Platinum, I say, because his eyes are black. If he was an albino, he'd have the pink eyes, and his skin would be more pink. He's platinum. There is an albino iridescent shark there, an albino clown knife. This is an albino giant gourami. He has the red eyes. Then there is a platinum channel catfish, an albino channel catfish, and a platinum Chinese whales or Xingu river cat.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's a little trip back in time, going down memory lane, back to the OFR. Now, you guys know exactly what these guys bring to the table. They give everything back for the fishes. So if you think you can, you have the opportunity please support them on their YouTube channel. I'll post the link in the description. Support them through their Patreon page. Catch them on one of their Fishy Fridays. Always, my friends, thank you for watching. Stay safe.